Hey everyone, it's PLUMioux here and welcome back to my channel for a brand new part of Let's Renovate Riverview. So this is the highly requested Broke Family Compound, and when I first got on this lot I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this all in one video. As you guys can already see, this is a pretty darn long video and I've only done one of the trailers. So my idea was that we are going to go sort of trailer by trailer. So this is going to be 3 parts before I am finished. So I wanted to start with Flat, Flo, and Skip Broke's trailer in the back. And my thought for the family compound was to turn it into sort of a modular home, mobile home compound. So maybe a step up from a trailer park, and so that's what we're doing. So I have moved Flat, Flo, and Skip Broke's trailer over just a skosh. I added an extra square to make it a little bit wider, so it is now 5 squares instead of 4, and then I've made a little bump out which is going to be the master bathroom, so there's an ensuite, and I've put a little deck in the back with some trellis. I really love trellising. And so what I was thinking while I was decorating and looking at this and kind of learning more about the Broke family, because it's been a while since I've checked them out, since probably the Sims 2 days, is that I didn't want to make this really nice, if that makes sense. I still wanted to keep it sort of lower end because, you know, they're broke. It makes sense. I mean, Flat Broke is the patriarch of this entire family, so it makes sense not to give them high-end things. So that's what I went for, and this is really out of my comfort zone. Let me tell you guys that. I usually like to give my Sims nice things, but I went with more lower end items when I was decorating the inside of the Flat, Flo, and Skip Broke trailer or mobile home or modular home. So you can see that the shape has now taken shape. The shape is now taken shape. That doesn't make sense. And we've moved on to the windows. And once we get to the other trailers, I will be moving them in different places. That's kind of the bugger of The Sims 3, is that you can't pick up buildings like you can in The Sims 4 and move them. But you know, I can work with it. I can make things work. And so I've moved things over a skosh, and now I'm just laying out the interior. So that's going to be Skip's bedroom. And then I added an extra bathroom, and then on the right side of the screen you can see Flat and Flo's master bath and master bedroom. So I'm increasing the deck outside just a little bit because I really wanted to put a rocking chair on the front deck. I could just imagine Flat or Flo kind of just hanging out and looking over the entire compound and watching maybe all the family running around and the kids playing in the front area. And so as well with this particular renovation, I didn't do the center part of the landscaping. I'm probably going to save that for the last part of this, and I'll probably do Ruby's trailer last just because it'll probably be the easiest one to do. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the inside. It could be a whole dang mess and I just don't know what I'm getting myself into. But I'm moving on to the outside and picking the wall coverings, and I wanted to go with darker brown colors, sort of like a wood paneling for this particular trailer. This one is kind of I wouldn't say it's run down, but it's in an older style because both Flat and Flo, that is so hard to say, Flat and Flo are both elders. So I didn't want to make it too modern, too updated. And so I kind of kept brown tones, neutral tones, and I put another addition on this house once we get to the bedroom, but I'll talk about it when we get there. And then as well on the deck back there's going to be a hot tub because I just thought it would be really cool for Flat and Flo to be able to go out, relax in their hot tub after their hard days at their part-time jobs. So I learned a lot about the Broke family. I had to look up their Wikipedia page because, like I said, it's been a while since I played them. I probably haven't played them since the Sims 2 days. So thank you guys, all of you guys, for suggesting that I redo their trailer as well as give them makeovers. So the makeovers of Flat, Flo, and Skip will be at the very end of this video. So make sure you guys stick around for that. And like you guys wanted, I did extreme makeovers on them. So I made them look how I thought that they should look. And I'm pretty darn happy with how they turned out. I'll talk about it more once we get there. But I have to tell you that kids in The Sims 3 are not that attractive. So I thought I was gonna struggle when I got to Skip, but he turns out super duper cute, and I'm really, really happy with how he looks. He's just a little cutie patootie. And I did do a little bit of custom content shopping for both elders and children, so you can find what I have reblogged recently on my Tumblr page if you guys would like to check that out. But we have moved on to the interior, and I'm just laying down the flooring. Now, with this particular modular home or mobile home, there is no custom content. So that's how it is at the moment. There's no custom content on this lot, but I have it in my head that maybe once we get to Ruby's trailer, I'll probably use a little bit of custom content because I've got some ideas of how I want hers to look. But we'll talk about that when we get to that particular one. So we're starting in the kitchen. I always start off in the kitchen. And at first, I really wanted to do some hitty, odorous backsplash turquoise tiles for the kitchen. But then I was like, that is just really ugly. I mean, I know they're broke, but it doesn't mean that they don't have any taste whatsoever. So I go back later on and I change that to a corrugated background, which I think it really fits with sort of the rundown theme that I was going for. This isn't my usual style, so I did struggle a little bit, and I go back and forth a few times, and I did leave a lot of my indecision in this video. That's probably the reason why it's so long and probably not a very good idea. But anyway, I did do that, so you're gonna see me chop and change things around like I am with the layout right now. I made the bedroom, the master bedroom, a little bit smaller, and then I had a little bit of trouble with how to lay out the living room because these are tiny spaces. There's just not a lot of room to move around. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep Flat and Flo on one side of the mobile home or the modular home, and I wanted to keep Skip on the other side because Flat and Flo are party animals, as are most of the family, as are most of the Broke family, and Skip kind of seems a little bit different. He's neat, whereas a lot of people in the Broke family are slobs. So I just wanted him to have his own area where he could go and get away from the slobbiness, the partiness. These aren't words, I'm making them up as I go, but I just wanted him to have his own little space. So I've given him sort of a study area off of the living room, and then that goes into the bedroom, and then also the other bathroom that I placed in here. So when this particular trailer started out, it was 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and now we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So I was able to fit in a lot of stuff considering how teeny tiny weeny this modular mobile home is. So I'm laying out everything, and I'm just going to put a bookshelf there. There's 2 bookshelves in the house. One's there and one is in Skip's little study area, and I'm just putting some knickknacks down, trying to decide which coffee table I want to use and where I want to put it. I had so much trouble with this layout and trying to make it work. Something that I really want to know from you guys is, do you guys want me to upload these modular homes as I go, or do you guys want the finished product to be uploaded? Obviously I will upload the finished product, but I didn't know if you guys would want to have Skip, Flat, and Flo's modular home with the other 2 not done, and then again when I do the next modular home, upload that again, or if you just want one final project. So let me know down below in the comments. And the same thing with the makeovers. Do you guys want each individual makeover that I do, or do you want them uploaded as a household? So let me know about that down below in the comments. There's the corrugated backsplash that I put in, and I think it looks so much better than that really ugly teal tile that I had back there. I was trying to incorporate Flo's favorite color because her favorite color is turquoise, but it just wasn't working. It was just hideous. So I went for some really dark counters with some kind of cheap Formica. Is that a countertop material? Formica, I think you guys know what I mean. It's really cheap, like linoleum that used to be on countertops in the 70s. I think I wasn't alive in the 70s, so I don't know, but anyway, it looks cheap. It doesn't look completely upgraded, and that is what I was going for. So I am very happy with how I was able to decorate this modular home without making it high end, because I always want my Sims to have nice things. For example, I put in the cheapest stove ever, and actually I forgot to put in a fire alarm, and I didn't upgrade these. Oops. good thing I'm gonna be coming back and revisiting them. And also, if you see anything particularly on the outside when we get to the landscaping that you guys have suggestions on, I am all ears. I have some ideas of what I want to do in the center part, but if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down below in the comments, because this is a really good sort of renovation to get you guys involved in, because again, it's in 3 parts, so I do have time to go back and change things up a little bit. But I'm just cluttering the kitchen just a skosh. I decided to put some ramen noodles in there because I feel like they'd eat a lot of ramen noodles. You know, this family is very much a party family, and I can just see them grabbing some ramen noodles and then going out, hanging out in the hot tub, or going fishing. Yes, there is a pond that I put in the backyard for Flo Broke because I just thought that he might like to fish a little bit. And then off camera, I also made a little garden for Flo, because when I went to go and take pictures after doing their makeovers, I discovered that Flo had some seeds in her inventory. So I thought, oh, I better put a garden in there in case she wants to garden a little bit. So I'm about to put an addition on the house here, and it's another exit, I guess, or an entrance into the bedroom, but this is particularly for Flo Broke. I really wanted him to have a workbench, and I don't know why I wanted him to have a workbench, but for some reason I've got it in my head that all old men like to make things with their hands and have workbenches and things like that. So I put that outside, and it's just off of their master bedroom, and I'm pretty sure Flo's not gonna like that very much, especially if Flo is out there at all hours of the night making things. But you know, I wanted to give him a hobby, and plus he only works part-time. I know he's an elder, but he doesn't have much ambition in life. So if he's outside tinkering, I thought that could be, you know, his thing. So I'm just going to pop that down right now and then do a little bit of recoloring. And then we're going to move back into the master bedroom, which I went with a blue color, I believe, on the walls. I've got that wood paneling on the back. Again, that kind of reminds me of something that you'd find in a cabin or somewhere that was run down, or somewhere in the 70s. Or in the 70s, if I could get my words out, that would be fantastic. But the bedroom is super basic. It's got a bed. It's got a lot of base game stuff in here. And then I'm going to throw a armchair in the corner, and Bob's your uncle. This is the master bedroom. It's nothing to write home about, but I feel like it suits Flo and Flo to a T. So I am pretty darn happy with it. So I'm just going to do all the recoloring, and I was really surprised that I was able to have these sort of colors come to me quite quickly. I didn't do a lot of changing on camera, and I didn't go back off camera and change it. Sometimes I do that when I'm recoloring, because I believe this whole renovation took me about 5 hours spread out over 2 days. So I did have time to come back and look at it, but I was pretty satisfied with my choices. So I think I'm getting better. I'm still a sloth, but my indecisiveness is getting a little bit better. So I'm quite happy with that. Once we get to the outside, what you're going to notice is that in the front, it looks all very pristine and nice. Almost kind of like maybe a homeowner or a developer came along and was like, look, I'll upgrade all of your guys' trailers, and I'll make sure you guys are on even ground. So you're not going to have trailers anymore. You're going to have homes. You're going to have homes where you can put down roots and, you know, stay a while, but you have to keep the front yard very nice. That's what I was trying to get out this whole time. So they have to keep the front yard very nice, but in the back, it's kind of a little bit overgrown and there's some junk in the back. That's kind of what I envisioned. And they kind of, like, reading about the Broke family, they kind of remind me of a mullet. Kind of like business in the front, party in the back. I don't know why that came to my mind, but it did when I was decorating and kind of thinking about how their story has continued on from The Sims 2 into The Sims 3. And I really enjoyed doing this. This was so much fun. Now, this master bathroom, I had so much trouble trying to figure out the flooring, the wall coverings. This is probably my most indecisive room that I did in this entire build, which is ridiculous because it's a bathroom. Like, what do you do in a bathroom? You bathe, you shower, you wash your hands, you go to the toilet, and that is it. But I could not figure out how I wanted it to look. So at the moment, I've got sort of these stone tiles down, and I thought that's a little bit upper class for this particular modular home. So I took it down to the floorboards, and I think it looks a heck of a lot better than it does with these stone tiles in there. Because when I think of stone tiles, I think of like underfloor heating, and I'm pretty darn sure that the Broke family is not going to have underfloor heating in any of these trailer homes or modular homes or mobile homes. I mean, what's an upgrade from a trailer home? Is it a mobile home or is it a modular home? Whatever the next step up is, that's what I was going for. So I'm just trying to figure out what color I want to do the walls, and I end up going with a gray, and then these tiles, I'm pointing at my screen right now because I can't get my words out, but I went with these tiles in the end and gray because Flat's favorite color is gray. Wow, I just cannot get my words out. I'm getting over being sick at the moment, so my brain's not really functioning. It's not connecting to each other. And so if I sound a little bit nasally, if I forget my words, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about and I've lost my train of thought like now. But anyway, we are almost finished with this bathroom, and then we are going to move on to Skip's area of the house. I just wanted to put in an extra counter space in here and then use this sort of cabinet in the middle to separate the two sinks. So I'm just going to recolor that, and we're going to move on to the other side of the house where Skip is going to reside. And I did his little study area and his bathroom off camera because, again, you don't need to see another bathroom being done. It's pretty much exactly the same as this one. You've got the gold stuff going on. So, but you can see in the top left-hand corner at the moment his little study area, which I thought was super cute. And although Skip's favorite color is gray, I really wanted to give him some dinosaurs, and I thought the background of this wallpaper could be orange. I've never really used orange before, so I thought it was a good opportunity to do that. And then I made the rest of the walls orange, and then we're just going to start chucking down some furniture for little Skip. And the thing that I like about Skip, and I'll talk about a little bit more when we get to his extreme makeover, is that he is the opposite of his family. So he's a little neat freak, so I wanted to make his space sort of clutter-free and neat, and he's got his posters, and he can come back here and he can bake, he can chill out in a bean bag, and he's gonna have some neat folded clothes on top of his dresser, and he's just a happy little camper being on this side of the trailer away from all the chaos. I can imagine that the parties that the Broke family have on their little compound get quite noisy and quite loud. So Skip's on this side and he's just away from it all, and he's just chilling like a villain in his new space with his double bunk beds. I thought that if he ever wanted to have friends over, have a sleepover, bunk beds would be the way to go. Just doing the recoloring of the, I forgot my train of thought, of the beds, the bedspreads. I always have trouble saying that word. Eek, it's happening. I'm losing my train of thought. And so I went for olive green because I think olive green and orange go very, very nicely together. And then we're just going to put the final touches on the rest of the furniture, his little iPod player, his posters, and then I'm going to put another one over the bedside table, and we are going to move on outside. Now for the landscaping, once we get there, I did cut quite a bit of it out because when I was editing this footage, I was like, this is going to be such a long video. Sped up without me cutting things out, it was probably about 45 minutes, and nobody wants to sit down and watch a 45-minute video. Nobody's got time for that. But I do want your guys' opinions on when I do renovations of homes that have residents in them. Do you want the videos together or do you want them separate? Because obviously this one is together and it is quite a long one. So let me know if you would like double uploads, or what I'm going to do in the description of this video is I'm going to put timestamps. So if you want to skip some of the renovation, which I hope you don't, I hope you stick around for all the screenshots and everything and go to the makeovers. I'll put some timestamps so you can go where you want to go. So here's the pond in the backyard for Flo Broke. I thought he could take up the fishing skill. I mean, it just sort of, it seems to suit his personality that he would just come outside, sit in the backyard, and fish in his own backyard. I mean, that's the height of laziness. You don't even have to go to a fishing pond when you've got a fishing pond in your backyard. I think it's perfect for Flat to come and hang out, and maybe, you know, his brother will come hang out with him, and maybe does he have grandkids yet? I don't think he has grandkids yet. No grandkids yet. Although, something very strange when I was looking at these trailers, Ruby's got a crib in her house, and I don't know if she's pregnant or not, but I'll probably find out once I throw her into cast, but we're not there yet. We are almost finished to the screenshots of this portion of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to love you and leave you guys with some music for the rest of this portion of the video till you get to the screenshots, and then I will pick up with you guys once we get to the extreme makeovers. So I will talk to you guys then. Bye bye. I'm back, and here is Flo Broke, and we are about to show him some plum love and give him an extreme makeover, because my goodness, the man needed it. So I kind of dipped into the fountain of youth and I took away his wrinkles and his age details, and he looks pretty good. He can still pass for an elder, but kind of a younger elder. That's what I was going for when I was revamping him, because right now he looks about middle-aged without all of his age details. And I'm just gonna go through all of my sliders and make him look how I think he should look. So in his life leading up to The Sims 3, Flat lives in Riverview, of course, with his wife Flo and his son Skip Broke, and then also his daughter Ruby, who has her own trailer. And then his brother Buck Broke, his nephew Trigger Broke, and niece Susie Broke live with him as well on the compound, as we saw in the little renovation of their trailer, now modular home, now mobile home. And so it appears that Skip and Flo got jiggy with it in the last few days as adults, and Skip was born. So Flat has the lifetime wish of surrounded by family, which he will not achieve with Flo as his partner because she is too darn old to be carrying babies. So if you guys would like Flat to complete his lifetime wish, I mean, he looks so much better. He could go out and get himself another chickadee, and he could remarry, or he could just straight up have an affair. Or if you want to keep Flat being a nice man, they could simply adopt, and they would have to adopt 3 more kids in order for Flat to complete his lifetime wish. So Flat's favorite color is gray, and his favorite music is pop, and he loves some cobbler. Now his traits are, he doesn't have the best traits in the world. He's a coward, so he probably wouldn't cheat on Flo, especially the way she looks after I'm finished with her. I feel like Flo is the one that wears the pants in this relationship. So he's a bit of a coward, he is friendly, he's a mooch, he is a party animal, and he is a slob. So, he's probably not the best thing going on the market if he was going to go and try dating again, but it's a Sims, and I feel like any Sim can get any other Sim with a little bit of trying. So you can see he's got some graying hair, and at first I made his hair all brown. I gave him some hair plugs and then made his hair all brown, but then I went back and I was like, he's going to embrace his gray, and I made him completely 110% gray, 100% gray. So he's going for sort of the distinguished look, and then once we get to his outfit, I kind of had this in mind that he was trying to be sort of the Hugh Hefner of the family compound. And you'll see what I mean once we get him dressed. But I gave him some body hair because, I wanted to have some testosterone pumping through Flat's veins here. And look, Hugh Hefner right there. That is a Hugh Hefner robe, and it looks great on Flat Broke. But we are almost finished with this. I didn't do the rest of the outfits on camera because we'd be here for ages and nobody has time for that. So you're just going to see his everyday outfit, and then I did all the other outfits off camera, and I'm going to show you guys that in the little spinny bits, and then we're going to have sort of a transformation from before to after. So that is Flat Broke. I'm going to love you and leave you guys for the rest of this portion. I'll pick up with you guys when we get to Flo. Okay, I'm back with Flo, and look at her. She looks like she's just had the hardest life in the world. She just looks awful. And throughout me playing with the sliders, I actually kept her wrinkles because I wasn't sure if I was going to take them away. I do in the end, but I toyed with that for a little bit, and then I was like, no, Flat isn't going to be the only one to lose his wrinkles. Let's lose Flo's as well. So she turns out to look pretty darn good, but what is this awful hairstyle that I am looking at? So it says that Flo is an unnatural redhead, and she is going gray, but she uses hair dye. So when I got to her hair, I was like, I'm going to take her all the way red. Let's make her look how she wants to look. look and give her a proper dye job, because she looks like she was doing a really bad at-home job and it just wasn't working out for her. But I really love how Flo turns out in the end. I don't play with elders a lot because elders don't really have a lot to do, and they're kind of slow and they're kind of useless, and it's kind of like they've got one foot in the grave and they're waiting to die or something. But I feel like Flo rules with an iron fist. Like, she's the queen of the family compound and nobody messes with Flo. That was my thinking when I was looking at her. Like, the lines on her face are the tales of a hard life, and she just keeps everybody in line and nobody messes with Flo. So that's kind of the look that I was going for, and she knows how to party with the best of them, because I believe that Flo is a party animal as well. But she had Skip in the last few days of her adulthood, so she is an older mom, and her lifetime wish is to be super duper popular. Not duper. I mean, duper's not part of the lifetime wish, but you guys know what I mean. Her favorites are turquoise, hot dogs, and electronica, and she is family oriented. She's frugal. She is a party animal. She's a technophobe. I put in a TV. She's not gonna like that. And she's also unlucky, so she doesn't have the best traits either. I feel like Flat and Flo were just perfect for each other. They were just made for each other. So that's why I say I can't see Flat going out and cheating or having an affair, because I feel like Flo would find out about it and she would just put her foot down, and Flat would be broken without Flo. So they're kind of really, really good together. Now, when you load up the game, Flo does have a couple of skills. She has 3 skills in cooking, and she also has 1 in gardening. So I'm glad I did go back in to their little trailer, modular home, mobile home, and put a garden for her so she can up her skills if she wants to. And I believe she has a job in the spa. I think she's a part-time something or other. I can't say. Oh, she's a ring upper. Yes, she's a ring upper. So that's her part-time job. But here I am giving her the dye job. And I went bright red at first, and then I think I do come back and tone it down, or maybe I don't. And I just went for this really bottle red. I did, and I really like it. I'm digging it. So here I am doing her outfit, and then we're going to get to the little spinny bit. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will pick up with you when we get to Skip. Here we are with little Skip, and isn't he adorable? Not with those wide eyes, he isn't. Trust me, I make him 10 times better, and he turns out to be a little cutie patootie, if not a little bit evil looking. But he is obviously a child living in Riverview with his parents, Flo and Flat. He's got his older sister, Ruby, his uncle Buck. I didn't even think about that. His cousins, Trigger and Susie, and they all live on the family compound. So in The Sims 2, Skip actually marries Brandy Broke, and who is the daughter. So he marries Brandy Newby, who is the daughter of Bob and Betty Newby. But in The Sims 3, Skip is only 7 days younger than Bob and Betty Newby. So that means for a while, Bob, Betty, and Skip are all teens at the same time. time, which is a little bit weird if he ends up marrying their daughter, because he'd have to be hecka old when she was very young, and there's a massive age gap there. But anyway, back to The Sims 3. Little Skip is a little... He's the opposite of his family. Well, not the opposite. He's a daredevil, a light sleeper. He is neat. That's where the oppositeness comes in, because most of his family are slobs or party animals. And his favorites are kids, hot dogs like his mom, and gray like his dad. So here I am playing with his sliders. And like I said in the very beginning of this video, I always seem to have trouble with the children of The Sims 3 because they just look like something out of a horror film. They just look awful, but you take the sliders to him and you can make him look pretty darn good. So his face is all done. I'm giving him some freckles. And the thing that I want to know about Skip Broke is, where does his blonde hair come from? Because his dad has brown hair, his mom has bottle red hair. Where's the blonde come from? But anyway, we're going to get into the spinny bits soon after I finish his outfit. So I am going to wrap up this very long part of Let's Renovate Riverview. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to do all those cool interweb things, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you've got that bell ding dong so you can be notified whenever I do upload. But for now, I'm gonna skedaddle. Don't be a plum stranger now, guys. Bye!